And we're back with Vampyr. We've defeated Jeffrey McCullum. We've mocked him by letting him live. And now we have our new quest is to go rescue Edward at Doris's Theater. This would be a faster way. I'm pretty sure we're into like the final hour and a half of the game. So any kind of level ups I get is just going to be on like raw stats of like health and stamina and blood capacity, because I don't think more damage is going to help me very much. No, I wasn't winking. Oh, pick your feet up, Jonathan. So, everyone's been going on about the source of the infection. I think we're finally going to come to, what initially caused it. Because we've got two people who look very similar, so we're probably going to find out what infected them. I see they've gone up in level. Oh, they're getting in trouble. I don't actually care. Well, that was stealthy. Bye. Bye. I saw it poured in. Haha, we were probably going to tether shortly anyway. Run, Jonathan. Run.
Needle traitor.
Oh, this is not what I wanted. No, do not dash backward. Jonathan, honestly. Let them beat each other. I was not in that. Haha. Yeah, they didn't work out really well. Jonathan. I am going back. Oh, it doesn't affect him, huh? Back. I was not in that. I wanted to kill him. This works fine. I wasn't close to that.
Crawl back to the house.
I hit him first, That was annoying. Did you drop anything? No, of course you didn't. See, any of your friends did? Handle part showing. Where did what's his face drop? Conveniently on your knees, like you should be. He had a name. I think it was one of the losers that I found in the club. So, I may as well just go deal with you.
Burn it, boy!
Have fun. Target him. And he just rolls out of it. Yeah, a couple of these upgrades have not turned out terribly well. That does convince him to turn off early. If I can keep them stun locked, it's not too bad, but plate I need aluminum part for the last upgrade on the knife. Not that it seems to be terribly bad, but everything is now substantially higher level. Hi. That was good.
He's dead!
I don't recall hitting that button, but okay. Shillings. Did I kill you or use something else? Bullets I don't even use. Everybody's out. Let's keep him ruffling. Jonathan, attack! Sometimes Jonathan does not like to respond. Aluminum part. I have one aluminum part. I only need 4 more. So, looting everything. Other way. We complain about not having a mini map again. I'm hoping the game gives me like sufficient. Hey, you now have this much time before your final boss fight. I'm gonna take the brawler first. Jonathan? It doesn't like looking where I want to look. I wish the actual. No, we're looking at the person I'm staring at, not off to. No.
Not a good place for a stroll.
Come in, let's just stay there.
There's one of them vermin.
Continue staying in there, thank you. You had a friend. Where would he go? He's over there. Do either of you have an aluminum part? No, you do not have an aluminum part. Ugh. I can sell a lot of this garbage, but I don't need it. It's kind of the problem with like some games where money stops having any meaning at the end game because everything important is found.
So Priwen never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
How would... But, yeah, we were given a quest to go here, so obviously we had some reason to go here, like... Okay. Executioner up there. I'm probably just gonna ult him and be done with it.
It's one of them.
Ah. Free heal. There we go. Do you drop anything? No, of course you do not drop anything. Why would you drop things? So, up or down? Probably up first. Even though down is probably thematically more likely. I can't target him, really. Not that I've got a good line of it. It probably doesn't like it if the enemies leave rooms. Hi, goodbye. A little bit more damage than I would have had him on that first go. Okay. Any reason for this room to exist? No. Time to flee. So downstairs it is.
Smells like rotten meat. One's near. I know it.
It's this way? Okay, they're way off in the distance. Ah, he's gonna see me.
This is no place for you, sir. This one's mine.
Jonathan, I did not want to attack that other one. Well, I got one of them. That should finish him off. This would be slightly... No. That... Get away, Jonathan. Heal up. There we go. Let's beat him down. I do think I need a little bit more stamina. Jonathan, why are you walking straight? Yes. Sometimes Jonathan does not control well, and I know I've complained about that quite a bit, and I'm going to continue doing it. Let's see, anything else here? Ooh, glimmer. Lead plate. Not tremendously useful at the moment. I grabbed something. Okay.
It's locked.
There must be a key somewhere. Well, in part 3 of them, I only need 2 more.
Don't forget to check every door.
There, he's downstairs. Okay. He's not looking at me. Dun. Silent kill, more or less. He's down there, so around.
I cannot enter.
Now, in this situation, I actually think it's okay for him to not kick the door down because he's trying to be quiet, alright? Nothing up here. Technically, you could jump down, but again, you don't know what you're jumping into, so again, good idea not to. Lead stick. Those were bottles. There was no lead in there. Down. It goes back this way.
It's locked, all right.
I'm running out of places to go. It's even further down, so there's got to be like a basement. That's out, not useful. Up to go down, maybe? Bin here. Do not eat the rats. Please continue babbling on.
I cannot enter.
There's got to be somebody with a key, but I think I've killed everybody. That's not opening. Gather information about Dr. Swansea's work. Unless I grab something by accident and it wants me to read it. I've already read that one. No, that was but that was it Strickland or the try that again. Look at it a bit more closely. Yeah, that's about something else entirely. Alright. We need to find information about Dr. Swansea's work. I'm not seeing any place I'd grab it from.
It's locked.
Alright, I must have walked by something. Those are still bottles, not lead rods. Just pointing that out. These doors inside do not open. They're not real doors. So where am I supposed to go? Yeah, I'm getting around to it. Maybe it's just the other side. So I killed that one guy, but there's no reason for this room to exist. There's nothing in here. That is also not a door. So I'm running out of places to look. this is going to be me spending about 20 minutes wandering around. Those are rats. Yes, they are. Nothing there. Kidnapping. Unless I'm supposed to do something first, but I don't think so. I'm in the right area. What I want to gather information about his work.
It's locked, all right.
I've got. It must be like I've got to hit like a quest trigger or something in order to advance. Okay, just making noise probably isn't going to work. I'm clearly supposed to go there, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do to how to get there. It's like, Yeah, I'm hoping this isn't bugged. It can happen.
It's locked.
In any game, but... Oh. Columns report. Pause if you need to read. This looks like it's going to be fairly long. Oh, she's not Doris Fletcher, she's Doris Jones. Huh. Daughter of Harriet Jones. Well, that explains how they got infected. Mother and daughter.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
And now I have the key.
We cannot be defeated.
And I'm about to go in there and defeat them also. Ha ha ha. So it's either the door on the right or the door on the left.
I cannot enter.
Door on the left. Okay, where is the other door then? That's probably going to be last. I wish the collectibles for like this was a bit more clearly marked. At least the ones that you have to have in order to go through. Because like the lower ones don't need to be like terribly highlighted, but like when you need to progress, you kind of need to.
Don't forget to check every door.
Okay. There are obviously people around, but I'm not detecting them yet. Alright, there's one. Let's be stealthy. Swing the camera around the corner. Will you turn around, please? He's not going to turn around.
Back in the grave.
I can just keep him stunned, mostly. And I only took a hit, but that wasn't much. Powder. I'm willing to bet there's somebody else in there.
It's locked.
Okay, I will find something eventually. Vampire Knight. William Marshall's memoirs. Pause if we need to read.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind. It's locked.
Okay. Almost here, so nothing further here.
Edgar.
There was somebody else in here, I think.
Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
I have a scimitar, not a hacksaw.
Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late.
He doesn't look that bad.
Punctured lung, broken ribs, internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open.
Well, that's why they're fanatics. They don't think.
Became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
It's the funniest.
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know.
I trust you, Edgar. But the Guard of Priwen is onto something.
Are they?
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Well, he's a vampire. He probably has met him once.
I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Fair. He is dying.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter at my hospital.
Yeah, they're kind of insane. We don't really care that much about them.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Like, I have no reason to believe they're telling the truth. Why would Jonathan?
History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
This is some pretty aggressive questioning for
Do
we
you remember
really have
when
no
you
real proof
suspected
that he's
Sean
involved.
Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
That's not uncommon for
I know
hospitals.
nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter.
We
They
mentioned that.
exhibited the same symptoms. Blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What what does this sad story have to do with us?
I'm with Edgar on this.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example.
That just destroys your brain.
Rabies is not the devil at work.
Yeah, unless you've seen
Come
it.
on,
Like,
Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
McCollum is still not necessarily a rational person.
I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan,
That's
no diabolical
stupid.
plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
That's, yeah, I'm with Jonathan
I
on this.
admit it, I boldly ventured into experimental realms, but I've killed no one to appease my thirst for knowledge, Jonathan. I'm no murderer.
I never asked to become what I am, Edgar. You chose to conduct your rogue experiments.
Yeah, I'm with Jonathan. That was wildly stupid.
You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
This is not a good option. This is also stupid. Like, yeah, like he already said he's dying anyway. If he's willing to experiment on people like that now, in the future he's going to be even worse. So, goodbye.
Yes, Edgar, you're about to die. I won't say it's fair, but I can't say you don't deserve it.
Your words hurt deeply, Jonathan. They
I
come
wouldn't
from a
phrase it quite
friend.
like that.
I helped you, remember?
Yes, I remember.
The second I saw you in that bar, I knew we would accomplish great things, you and I.
I thought you were a vampire, till you brandished that cross.
You looked so lost when you opened that door. For a few seconds, I thought you were there to kill me.
I think we were both afraid.
And now, I feel true fear. Is there an afterlife? What will become of me when I'm dead, Dr. Reed?
I really cannot say, Dr. Swansea.
In the end, life betrays us all.
And an achievement. I think he's still alive. He's moving slightly. He would slump forward. He's twitching, yeah. Prepare to fight the disaster. That's what Harriet Jones is. Antidote. Talk to Lady Ashbury. Okay. So we're done here. Wasn't as many guards in here as I thought there were going to be. I have a feeling we're going to get attacked on the way out. hear voices. Wait. Maybe that door upstairs is open now. It's probably where he's supposed to leave at. No one so far, which convinces me that I'm about to be jumped. Yep. Unlocked now. So we're gonna go talk to Lady Ashbury, and that's probably where we're gonna end the set. So Edgar is Dr. Swansea is pretty much dead at this point. We've just let him pass on. Not really our fault, but yeah, that's how this epidemic started. He did something monolithically stupid that he shouldn't have done, and should have known better. If he was going to experiment with something, pick a rat. Something that's not going to be too dangerous.
Became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's not going to be real happy that this was done without her knowledge. Let's see, it is this way. Yes. You, hi. Couldn't quite stun lock him. He doesn't do that much damage to me, though. Okay, how much further do I have to go? Not really far. 4,000 XP. I'm probably just gonna be buying like whatever the quest is to get ready to fight. Why can't I teleport up there? There we go. Can I? That's probably not gonna. Okay. Fortunately, the executioners don't have a lot of health. No, I do not want to target him. Oop, stuff.
Better go. I'll send you back in a fuck.
Of course, it didn't target him. Why would it? Gotcha. I might actually put points into the shield. It is working out quite well. Okay, here we are. She is not going to be happy with this. Because whatever the original infection was, she's carrying it herself. Upstairs. Mesmer 20. Just a little hint that, yeah, no, you cannot actually do anything to her. There we are.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan?
Not good fortune. Bad news. You don't paint with a bucket.
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He was mortally wounded. I put an end to his misery.
No, he didn't. We just let him die.
Jonathan. And yet you did what you must. The poor man.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
She should have some idea that it was probably her blood. He was stupid. I'm gonna go with
Edgar's
that.
behavior was beyond lunacy. He had neither the discipline, knowledge, nor the proper facilities to conduct blood experiments.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an icon. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you.
She should
Harriet
probably
Jones
have some idea who it
the
was.
primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me.
This is a bit aggressive.
Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
And now she's gone. And paint all over the floor. That's not coming off. So, now that she's gone, I'm going to be RPG protagonist and steal everything that isn't nailed down. And then come back with Clawhammer and steal all that, too. Ooh, letters. Collectibles. Okay. And now it's telling me to go make an antidote, except I have no reason to do that. This is clearly the end of the game, because they ran out of time to explain everything. Steal, steal, steal. Personal diary. Ooh, I probably should not read that. But I'm going to anyway. Spring. Shillings. It's upstairs. I already checked that area, so I think we're done looting her mansion now that she's not in it anymore and can't complain. Haha. A few more things.
It's locked.
Who would have the key? Oh, probably her friend. So I'm likely going to rest and just buy some more stuff. Mostly it's like the levels, or like health and stamina. Actually, I don't have time to go run to the hideout. I don't think there's one nearby. It'd be nice, but I don't think there is. It'd be nice if there's one in that mansion. She's not using it anymore. Yeah, nothing nearby, unfortunately. Unless there is, and I just don't know about it, because it would make sense for one to be in that area, but prepare to fight the disaster. Okay, so yeah, this is the end of this particular set. We've figured out where the infection has come from. We haven't quite figured out why Jonathan was turned in the first place, but we don't know what caused it, so we're probably going to find out why Jonathan was turned shortly thereafter. This is probably the end of the game, because Harriet Jones has that feel of, well, this is the final boss. So I hope everyone's enjoyed this little set, so until next time, bye.